everybody. Welcome to Extra Innings. As we wrap up another week, we've got the Combine going on, spring training baseball, getting knee-deep into that. So I'm going to talk about two of my favorite athletes today as we break it down for you. And one is Stetson Bennett, who's at the NFL Combine, and also Michael Harris II down at Braves spring training. Going to dive into Stetson right now as we get started. Quarterback prospects take the field up in Indianapolis tomorrow and are able to show off their skill set in front of all the 32 NFL teams and all those personnel guys that are going to be on the scene. And this is Stetson's biggest day since the national championship game, obviously. And so can't wait to see how it unfolds. Bryce Young won't throw. C.J. Stroud will throw. And, of course, I think Stetson Bennett's doing everything they're asking the quarterbacks to do. Probably the biggest thing for Stetson's already happened this week, and that is getting in front of the interested teams. And I'm assuming he sat down with, 20 to 25 of the NFL teams for interviews during the week. And this is huge for Stetson, especially coming off the arrest that happened in Dallas a few weeks ago. Just so important to get a look eye to eye to these NFL personnel guys, general managers, coaches, scouts in this interview process and let them get a glimpse of your personality. They're going to make you answer some tough questions. And I've always thought, too, it's important to turn it around, ask them some tough questions. And, it's really great for the player and the teams to get to know each other a little bit, especially Stetson gets a shot to explain, the mishap he had out in Dallas a few weeks ago. But out on the field tomorrow, it'll be broadcasted live on NFL Network. You're going to see the quarterbacks get out and throw it. They'll run. Stetson, as I mentioned, will do every single one of them. So the first thing I can't wait to see Stetson do is to run the 40-yard dash. And Stetson in that touchdown run against Auburn, if I remember correctly, they said Stetson was running 23 miles an hour on that touchdown run against Auburn. So I'm expecting Stetson to go out and lay down a 4.5 40 time, maybe have the best 40 time of any of the quarterbacks. So I think that would be impressive. Can't wait to see how that works out. And then the 3-cone drill, after you run the 40 and show off your speed, they'll have the quarterbacks run the 3-cone drill so you can show your quickness and agility. I think that's another one of Stetson Bennett's strengths, and you want to show off your strengths to these NFL teams. And then the passing will start, and that's where most of the focus will be for fans like us that are going to watch. And, obviously the NFL scouts can't wait to see him get on the field and throw it around some. And so I think it's important for Stetson to show off his ability to throw it inside the pocket. Now there's going to be no pass rush, so it makes it a little easier. But to throw it accurately, set up on platform in the pocket, short to intermediate to deep, you want to show off your ability to throw the ball with some velocity when you're trying to fit it in some tight windows. And then also it's important to show that you can throw the ball with some touch on the short passes. And you want to throw a catchable ball, which Stetson has always been able to do. And then also show off your ability to get outside the pocket, throw it accurately on the run, off platform. Stetson shouldn't have any problems doing that. Some of the things you can't worry about, you can't be concerned about, Stetson, and I hope he wasn't obsessing over it. When they measure you in, he's listed in the program as 5'11", 190. And I think Bryce Young is going to check in a little shorter and lighter than many people expect. With Stetson, 5'10 and a half, 5'11", 190, 195. I don't think it really makes much of a difference. They're going to measure the hand size, and that seems to be a big deal for some of the teams that play in the cold weather later in the year where it's windy and cold, and a grip on the ball is, a tough thing. Look, God gave you these gifts he gave you. You can't really do too much about the size and the weight and that kind of thing. So I'm hoping Stetson doesn't concern himself too much with that. these scouts, this is the underwear Olympics, folks, this combine. So I think so many of the things they do there don't equate to what kind of football player you're going to be. You're not going to see, a lot of the things at the combine. You're never going to see it on the football field. So I think it's, Stetson, one of his responses should be in these interviews that he's had is, hey, just throw on the videotape and check me out during my 2 years as a starting quarterback. And I played some really epic games, big-time pressure-packed games in the college football playoffs 2 years in a row. So they got 4 videotapes of him performing at a high level in the most important games a college football player can play. And so refer these scouts and personnel guys to the video. Hey, go take a look at how I was able to get it done on the football field as far as in-game. Again, the combine, so much of this stuff doesn't even factor in. Now, the projection for Stetson, I think Kuiper's got him rated out as the 7th quarterback available in this draft. Most of the prognosticators have projected Stetson to be anywhere drafted between the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round, somewhere in there. We'll see how it all shakes out. But, I'm just hoping he ends up going to a team where it's a good fit, that he has a chance to win a job. You don't want to be drafted by a team where you look and say, wow, they've already got their starter and their backup. I'm not sure how I'm going to fit into the scheme and that kind of thing. So, if it comes down that he's an undrafted free agent, then so be it. And I think in that situation, he'd be able to pick out a team to go play for and try out for come training camp that is a good fit for him, both schematically and as far as the personnel they've already got it at quarterback. I've been saying all along, I think the Arizona Cardinals would be a great fit for Stetson. I mean, you look at their starting quarterback and Kyler Murray, sort of the same skill set, the same stature. And I never really understood these NFL teams that had their backup quarterback was nothing like their starting quarterback. So when the starter gets injured, hey, you got to change up the offense. That didn't make much sense to me. So I thought the Cardinals might be a good place for Stetson to end up. The other thing that comes to mind is a lot of these quarterbacks get drafted. They're buried as the third-team quarterback in some of these organizations, and it's really hard to get better. It's hard to improve and polish up your skills. So, hey, worst-case scenario, if you've got to go play in the XFL or the USFL, at least you get to play. You're not standing around watching. But wishing Stetson the very best as he hits the field tomorrow in Indianapolis for the NFL Combine. All right, let's talk about the Braves now. Spring training games are underway, and I think we're all getting excited about the upcoming Braves season. I know we are here at 680 The Fan. Can't wait for the season to start. And I want to talk about the Braves' next big superstar. And I believe that will be Michael Harris II. The Braves center fielder, 21 years old, played in 118 games as a rookie last season, and boy, he showed off some impressive skills as a rookie last year. He jumped from Double-A all the way to the big leagues, just skipped Triple-A altogether. And what we saw out of Michael Harris II was that he's a five-tool player, a guy that can go out and run down the ball in the center field, a guy that can throw your butt out if you're trying to take an extra base on him. So defensively, we're talking A-plus skill set defensively at the plate. A lot of people were wondering what exactly we would see out of Harris, especially in his rookie season, but hit the ball with power, had 19 home runs in 114 regular season games, 20 stolen bases. So I think when I see Harris, man, I see a 30-30 dude. Guy that's going to hit 30 home runs, steal 30 bases, and those guys are hard to find. I was really compelled when I took a look at the MLB Network top 100 rated players in Major League Baseball for 2023. They update this every single year. And Michael Harris came in rated number 53 out of the top 100 after basically one half a season in the big leagues. That is really impressive. They had Mike Trout, the top-rated center fielder in baseball. He was number 3 on the list. Byron Buxton was number 2. George Springer, number 3. They were the only 3 center fielders rated higher than Michael Harris. He is the top-rated center fielder in the National League coming into this year, number 2. And I'll tell you, Alex Anthopoulos and the Braves must have been really impressed last season, because when the season ended, they locked down Michael. Money Mike locked him down with that 8-year, $72 million contract. Really impressive to see Anthopoulos jump on board and lock him down right there. He's a difference maker, is the way I like to refer to him, and guys like him, in that a difference maker. So he's the difference between your team. Starting here in year number 2, man. I can't wait to see him play 162 games and see what those numbers look like at the end of the year. The best guess, educated guess here, is he's going to be an all-star player for years to come here in Atlanta. 21 years old. We've had some big-time stars come through. Right now, Ice Cold Trey is one of them. You look up with the Falcons, you know, we've had Julio and Matt Ryan in recent years. I tell you, I think Michael Harris II is going to be the next big superstar here in the ATL as far as the sports figures go. So I can't wait to see what he's going to bring to the table in year number 2. I expect him to be more comfortable, having been around the big leagues for at least most of a full year, get to know the pitchers a little bit better, know what to expect. Now, so much of it was, brand new as a rookie last season. So I'm expecting Harris to be even better than we saw last season. And we're going to see that for a long, long time to come. We're going to win a lot of baseball games because of this guy. And it's going to be fun to cheer him on. So that's what I've got for you today in Extra Innings. Hoping the best for Stetson Bennett at the Combine, and then looking forward to seeing more of Michael Harris in the coming baseball season. We're going to do this twice a week, coming off the Buck Belue Show on 680 The Fan, and we'll look forward to talking to you again next week. Have a great weekend, everybody.